So I'm trying to breathe or blow air away from the phone because I've noticed in a few videos, as a matter of fact, that if I do this, that it sort of distorts the audio of the phone itself. And yes, I'm recording on a phone. If any of you have any problems with me recording on the phone and on an actual camcorder or some other equipment, feel free to say you want to donate. And no, this is not asking to donate. But as far as some of these guys in the manosphere are concerned, they do have good content. And as I am a donator of some of these guys, I urge you all to check out some of the more paid content of some of these guys as well. I mean, a lot of you all, never mind, I'm not going to even go there. What I want to talk about now. A lot of men, and this is something that I've been meaning to do with Solo TV before when it comes to online dating. Hopefully he'll get back to me and we can set a time in order to at least have a single hangout session when we can go into details on what black men in particular need to do in order to win in the online dating world. I myself have, especially since I've been out here, have utilized online dating more often than not in order to meet chicks, get with chicks, or even have girlfriends or whatever. But, and for me, I'm not going to mention how much I've gotten, but it's not a small number. Even if more than a few of them were just one night stands or whatever. And when a lot of you people say, "Oh man, Clutch, you must be an animal, man. Why are you doing one night stands with all these?" Look, I'm going to say this. A lot of women desire one night stands as much as men. Society just shames them into not admitting it. So, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a woman and you just want one night in the sack, just admit it. Just be honest. We're all adults here. That really pisses me off, in which, never mind. You know what? The point is this. A lot of black men complain that they struggle when it comes to online dating. They struggle when it comes to apps like OkCupid, Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, the rest. Well, I'm going to clear up the air on why black men struggle when it comes to online dating. Now, some people say it's racism, white supremacy, discrimination, and they've even had a study on OkCupid that shows that black men were among the least desired, or I should say it's the second least desired next to black women. And with the low response rates and so forth. Heck, a lot of people have even pointed out that black women for the most part will respond to white men more than black men. In a state where I live, in the state where I live, I'd say that's probably more true than not. A lot of people think that since if you go to an all-white state, the black women you'll meet will be cooperative. And there are some in which, yeah, you know, will be attracted to whoever is decent looking and hot. But there is a rampant case of bed wenching that goes on out here. But as far as online dating is concerned, yeah, we can blame racism for part of the reason why. Some people say racial preference and that sort of thing. But let's be honest with ourselves. Let's look into the actual reasons on why black men have little luck on online dating. The internet is one of the best tools that mankind has ever come up with. The internet can be used for a lot of things, but in many cases, it's used for anonymity. A lot of people use it in order to hide behind a screen or hide their actions in front of the public. And when it comes to online dating, this is definitely the case. When a lot of women want to sneak out, want to do their thing, want to get in trouble, or want to have fun, a a lot of them have to answer to certain kinds of men or certain kinds of societal norms. And we all know in American society, a lot of men of other races, for some reasons, have pegged black men as the forbidden fruit of where their women shouldn't go to, where their women shouldn't take a bite out of, where their women shouldn't take the toll. Or shouldn't ride the pole, I should say. Ride the pole, pay the toll. But a lot of women these days have decided, hey, you don't decide what I do sexually. I mean, that was the point of the second wave of feminism specifically. And we saw this in the rise of interracial relationships among black men and non-black women around the 80s, 90s, and to present. Although I would say the numbers are increasing at a lower amount because of what I'm about to explain as the two reasons why, two other reasons why I think black men struggle with online dating. Now, with online dating, if the men and the women play their cards right, know what they're doing, they can easily hide any and all sexual escapades from the public, from the social circles that both of them run with. So, why is it that despite being able to hide anything and everything from mommy, daddy, Brad, Chad, and everyone else in their social circles who wouldn't approve of them dating black men, and that, well, why do black men struggle nevertheless? There are two specific reasons I believe for this. One, and a lot of you, this is a trigger warning here. A lot of you black men, especially mediocre Negroes, will be pissed off. So I'm gonna give all of you time to click off this video. If you don't want to be triggered, you can watch one of these white supremacy videos. I heard the Lip Smacking Mac is back on YouTube. Or at least people are uploading his videos. Okay, you can't see crap. Good. Alright, so for everyone who isn't a snowflake, the two main reasons why black men struggle on online dating is because of black men. And the one group of black men, we gotta go there, the one group of black men, and I don't really pick at this group too often, but it is the Pookie Ray Ray Man Little Twin Thug. Now, we all know how a lot of thugs get blamed for everything under the sun. I'm not one of those people who will blame thugs and dope boys for every little thing under the sun. But in this case, yeah, they gotta take this L. The reputation that a lot of black men think has helped them throughout the years with the advent of hip-hop and rap and the glorification of it throughout not only the United States, but the world, has fucked over black men more than we want to admit. A lot of black men would state that, well, hip-hop and rap music, that helped black men get on top. That made black men desirable. No. Let's look. I'm not. I was born in 1987, but I know about the 80s and how the rise of interracial dating came about in that decade. It wasn't until the early 90s when gangsta rap and when shit hop and all this other stuff came into fruition, particularly the kind of hip hop that lowered the reputation of the black man and made him look like a fucking criminal. But before then, there were plenty of people, of women who wanted to date a black man. As a matter of fact, from what I've noted, there were way more Latinas and especially Asians back then who were willing to date black men. Partially because of the reputation that they built from the 1960s, whether it was from the civil rights portion or the Black Power movement. A lot of black men got the reputation of being masculine, not taking shit, and standing up against real racial oppression. And you didn't think other minorities, or women and other minorities didn't dig that? They didn't like that? As well as white women who saw the bullshit that their men were doing for eons and realized, oh, there must be a reason why they're going after black men. Why is it? And a lot of them started to figure out around the late 20th century that black men, I'm not going to say black men were better or anything like that, or was kings, so that's some sort of crap, but black men had potential. And a lot of them were willing to give black men that chance. But the 90s, particularly the mid to late 90s, arrived in which a lot of shit hop became apparent, and it became even worse in the 2000s. I think the 2000s was when it was just to the point in which it became mainstream. But what created, or what came out of that, was the demonization of black men. Particularly the verified demonization of black men, because you can argue, black men in America have always been demonized, but it was around this time, throughout the past 20 years, in which we bought into the demonization and embraced it for some reason. And a lot of people say, well, that made white women attracted to us. See, you don't know what you're talking about, nigga. The only kind of white women who have been attracted to us because of the hip-hop reputation are the kind of white women that, one, white men don't want, and two, you wouldn't want. Let's just keep this real. I'm not talking about those who are into certain other black cultures like the Bohemian, Rastafarian black culture, or the R&B part of the rap or black culture, or any of those non-negative attributes of black culture, even the athleticism of black men. If that's what white and other non-black women are attracted to, that was apparent. That was apparent with Magic Johnson. I mean, look at, it's not going there. And also with Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods to a lesser extent. I mean, black men were getting attraction well before the era of gangsta rap, shit hop, swag fag hop, homo thug rock, whatever. But embracing the negative stereotype of blacks being yo-yo whoopity-whoop niggas has done more harm than good. And a lot of women, particularly the few women out there who are worth dating, and I dare say even marrying with a prenup, in 2017, were scared off to date any sort of black man, even if they wanted to. And we all know the parents, some of whom are racist, or just white worshipping, or just wanting to stick to themselves, and some of whom aren't racist, but are aware of the degeneracy of the modern black culture, have steered their daughters away from dating black men, and they have taken it to heart. This isn't like the 60s and 70s and 80s where, their parents would say one thing, but they'd see another thing. Black men, for the most part, are proving the stereotype true. And I'm not going to go into specific examples about how black men do this. You can call me whitewash, and I'm talking white all you want, and other men like Donovan Sharp for talking white. I'm going to tell you this. Men like us, because of how we speak, have probably gotten more quality pieces of tail than the mediocre Negro who embraces talking like he just came out of a plantation or a rap video. Let's just be honest. So, that 1L is on the thugs, on the hoodlums, and on you mediocre Negroes who desire to be like them, but complain that black women, or women in general, are flocking to these kind of guys. You know, if I edit this video, this is where I'm going to enter in the meme of the Michael Jordan ad, drug ad, where he says, "Stop it. Stop it." Anyway, the second reason why a lot of black men have trouble with online dating is because of a bigger population of black men. This is due to the thirsty, placating, supplicating simp. The true beta male. A lot of black men, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of all the R&B videos back in the 90s and 2000s, or because black men internally know that they are the least desired, at least when it comes to women in the United States. But a lot of black men are simping, or have decided that simping and being thirsty and hollering at every single chick that walks by is the equivalent or the epitome game. A lot of you men out there sicken me. A lot of you black men out there sicken me when it comes to the thirst that you all have. You will holler at anything that moves, slap any ass that jiggles, and swipe right on any face, not even a pretty face, just any face. And this is the part where I have to call out a lot of people. Not particularly, but certain people. Certain people who state that black men are thirsty, you need to stop being thirsty, and then you're dating the behemoth yourself. Black men who talk about, I get hoes, I have 300 women, I'm Sparta in the house, and you check their records, and the majority of their women are either paid for, either directly or indirectly, or if they didn't pay for them, these are the women that men of other races would not touch or wouldn't even look at. A lot of Negroes, mediocre Negroes, would justify having sex with the biggest of women by saying, "Oh, she got a fat ass though. Oh look, oh she got a dump. Oh she fit. Man, she got Instagram booty. She's like Instagram model though." And try and make the world convinced. And this isn't just them doing it in secret or just having fun or fun writing a what's that saying? It's something about, I don't know, saying about like, oh, it's fun to write on until somebody else sees it. They don't take it like that. It'd be one thing if you were just doing fat chicks somewhere else and nobody knew about it, but to brag about it in front of the world, to make it as if all black men prefer that, not just are open to it, but prefer that, and to walk around with that in public sets a bad precedent for all black men. This is the reason why the only messages black men receive and the only right connections black men receive are those who are of the bottom of the barrel. You all have shot not only yourselves, but every other black man in the foot when it comes to the attraction that black men prefer or are perceived to prefer. No women, no decent woman of any race wants to get with a man or a group of men who finds that the bottom of the barrel is good enough. And I know the reason why a lot of you do that. It's not, well, also it's because of the lack of options, because a lot of black men have shot themselves in the foot. And a lot of black men who are complaining, quite frankly, you're not prizes yourselves. I mean, a lot of these men who complain, or either they don't show their face, or if they do show their face, it's just it's like they're literally the black equivalent of neckbeards. They only show their face, and their face takes up the entire screen like this, and the Google thing, and it's like just like this. You don't know how their body is. You don't know what the BMI index is. You don't know how much muscle mass they have versus fat. You get my point. You can tell some of these guys are overweight, out of shape, not keeping themselves fit, not keeping themselves groomed. And if you want to complain about my grooming, I'm making this in the morning, so I just got up. I have an excuse. But a lot of these black men don't keep themselves in point. And because they're too lazy to, join the elite, or at the very least, do something with themselves. They get shot down just like the lower tier of men of any race. It's that simple. I mean, yeah, a lot of these women these days aren't worth putting in hours at the gym and sacrificing the true desires of your mouth. And I mean eating, by the way. A lot of these women aren't worth it because a lot of these women don't take care of themselves. And I realize that for some of you guys, especially if you just deal with black women, the pickings are very slim. I mean, it's slimmer for them, but it's pretty slim for men as well, black men. But for a lot of you, which I'm assuming when it comes to online dating, are open, if not preferable, to dating someone outside your race, those are the reasons why. And also to the second fact that a lot of black men simping and being thirsty, it's because a lot of you don't have a lot of confidence. Let's just call it down what it is. A lot of black men do not have confidence. And I will state this. A lot of black men have had their confidence beaten out of them. Whether it was by society at large, whether it was by other people within your so-called community, or even people within your own family. Black men in America, for the most part, have had their confidence beaten out of them. Especially by the time they become, I'll say by the time they become teenagers. Like you're told that if you aren't a stereotypical goon or flamboyant, you aren't shit. Especially if you're a smart black man. Oh, hell no. There was actually a study done recently. I can't remember where, but there was a study done that stated the subgroup of people who get criticized the most for acting white in high school are black males. Why is that? And they reference that a lot of it has to do with them, a lot of people fearing them leaving the community. Well, do these people not realize that them alienating, ostracizing black men who act white, that just becomes a self-fulfilled prophecy? Anyway, I realize that a lot of black men don't have confidence, which is the reason why they either go the thug route, the swag bag, yo, route, or they take pieces of that and thinking they're impressing somebody, or they go the thirsty, oh man, I drank her bathwater though route. Or she got badass stuff. No. She does not have a fat ass. Or she's just fat. And we have to be honest. Hopefully I can do a piece with Solo TV sometime soon, but these are the reasons why a lot of you struggle. These are the reasons why a lot of black men are complaining about the online dating games and it's not worth it. The strategies that black men, or that we've been told as black men to use, do not work. And quite frankly, we need to change our image. We need to change our reputation. And we need to change how people see us. I know a lot of people say that's going to be supplicating and, man, I don't change no one. Well, okay. Don't change. But don't bitch neither. Everyone who wants to change their reputation, wants to change the mindset of what everyone else thinks about blacks, feel free to continue following me and listening to me. If you don't, there's the door. Don't let it hit your ass on the way out. And for everyone else out there, always bet on X.